Welcome to Brian's Eye for Animals, one of YouTube's longest running animal channels. Be sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell anybody about this channel. So what we're going to do today is like a top 5 list of safari moments. Not really a true like the best 5 because I couldn't find all the footage I've had, but some of the top 5 moments I've had, I guess. I really love traveling on safari. I can't wait to get back, hopefully soon as this world goes back to normal. Hope everyone's being safe out there, by the way. First time I went on safari, it was actually the first time I traveled internationally, way back in 2003. I was at a lecture in 2002 where this person went to Africa and was telling people about safaris and trips and all that stuff. I spent my life savings up to that point on his next trip, which was going to be June of 2003. And ever since then, I've been to Africa, I think 8 times, India 3 times, Malaysia once, Brazil once. I'd love to go so many more places. Traveling has really improved me as a person. Of course, I go for animals. I'm a zookeeper, so I love to see the animals that I take care of. I love to see all their friends out there in the wild and that. It helps me understand the big picture of animal conservation. But also, even on every animal trip I've had, I've met some amazing people. There's always a human element to animal conservation as well. So I've had some great times. I can't wait to have some more great times, and I hope you enjoyed these 5 really cool times on safari.
Number 5, elephants. Now, unfortunately, the first time I went to Africa in 2003, I didn't bring a video camera. It's one of the only times I didn't travel with a video camera. So unfortunately, this footage isn't really those elephants. But anyway, after a long flight there, it was like I was in a dream. I couldn't believe I was in Africa. We flew up to Lewa Wildlife Conservancy in Kenya, and we drove around in jeeps. They picked us up at this little airstrip, and for maybe an hour, hour and a half, we drove around. We saw little monkeys and a lot of birds, and I was having a great time. But for some reason, I just didn't feel like I was really on safari. And I was looking around like, where are the big animals at? And we turned this bend, and all of a sudden, this huge elephant herd comes around that bend and slowly just surrounds the jeep and walks around. And just for me, oh, it was such a humbling experience to look out and see these animals that weigh thousands and thousands of pounds. And I was so proud that our Earth's ecosystem could still sustain such a large animal. In fact, the largest land animal in the world. It was just an amazing experience, and seeing those elephants changed me as a person. It really instilled me the importance of animal conservation. If it wasn't for those elephants, I wouldn't be making this video. Number 4, the Malayan tiger. Now, this was a unique experience booked through the conservation group My Cat in Asia. I went with a small group of zookeepers, and our mission was to do a walk in the jungle, pretty much to leave our footprints there. Why? Well, that way people that were intent on poaching the animals could see that other people were around, and hopefully it would scare them off. Now, amongst that, we also went around and checked out camera traps and looking for snares. Fortunately, these animals, even though there's only around 200 Malayan tigers left in the world, not everyone views them with the love and the compassion that we do. Some people want to sell their parts or remove them from the forest. So programs like the Catwalk in Malaysia are there to help the Malayan tiger. Now, we had one part of the journey where we slept overnight in the jungle. It was an amazing experience that I'll never forget. The friends I made on that trip, I'll keep forever. And it just fueled my passion even more for animal conservation. So again, we didn't get to see a Malayan tiger, but they were out there somewhere. That was an awesome safari. Number 3, the Jaguar. Now you can tell my passion is for big cats. Love them. I'm trying to see every big cat I can in the wild, and the small ones too, like little bobcats and servals. I've had a great time seeing them. So my one and only trip to Brazil, I went to the Pantanal, where you go around in a boat looking for jags up on the shoreline. Now, one of the first drives out on the boat, mind you, it is very, very hot when I went. We saw a female and her cub swimming across the river. That was exciting, but there were other boats around and we were kind of far away. So we spent the next few trips in this boat, and I was just hoping to see an iconic big male jag. And time after time we were seeing holler monkeys and caiman, tons of birds. We got to eat some piranha. It was an amazing trip, but I really wanted to see that jag. And sure enough, on our second to last boat ride, when I was beyond sunburnt and beyond burnt out, our guide said, "Look, Jaguar." We looked up on a bank and there was this beautiful male. I was scrambling to get my camera and my video camera out and filming in this heat. It was an amazing time, and it was an amazing Jaguar, and I was honored to be in its presence. So after taking a few African safaris, I really wanted to see my favorite cat in the wild and my favorite animal in the wild, a tiger. So I booked the trip to India, and after just a long 15-hour flight, I landed. It was like I was in another planet. I was so excited to be this far away from home and looking for tigers. We went to the Jaguar National Park, and on our first drive, we saw pug marks, which are tiger tracks. I was getting so excited, but I heard that some people travel all the way there, can spend up to a week there and not see a tiger. So I was ready to be let down, but I really wanted to see one. So then we went back for our next drive, and one of the park rangers who's up on an elephant told us that there was a tiger around, a female tigress. So our little Jeep crept slowly and slowly, looking in the grass, and sure enough, after we got over this little mound of tall grass, there she was sitting with one of her cubs. She had one eye, and I learned that she lost the eye in a territorial fight to another female, a female that she eventually killed. This was one badass tiger I was looking at, and she was my first tiger. Oh, it was so exciting. I'll never forget that moment, and I'll never forget her. Number 1. Tiger and cubs. This was taken on my last safari to India. The main point of this safari was to go see the Indian rhino, which I did in Kaziranga National Park. But I spent a few days in Ranthambore National Park on the end of the trip, and I was hoping to see some tigers. As luck would have it, on our second safari drive, almost at the end of the drive, we heard some alarm calls, and this beautiful female comes walking out. We were told that she had 2 cubs around. All we had to do was wait it out. So we waited and waited and waited, and then the cubs felt comfortable enough to come up. This was a magic moment. This is why I work hard and get overtime to save up for these safaris. Moments like this recharge me as a human being. I was having such an amazing time watching this mother tiger and her cubs. We were there a good 20-30 minutes just watching her, and she had no problem just watching us. When she made eye contact and I was able to take a picture of her and then of her and her cubs, it just sealed the deal. What an amazing time. Times like these want to make me go back on safari more and more and more.
Well, hope you liked it. If you have any questions or comments about going out on safari and all that, leave them in the comment section below or wherever they put those comment sections, and I'll be sure to get right back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.